All right, so I want to start this video by first off just saying Delta Force has a lot of work to do on their controller settings, but we're going to teach you guys how to get it locked in so that it is almost close to Call of Duty settings at this point. But before I do, just want to say like and subscribe. And Delta Force, if you guys need help making the controllers feel more accessible to players, please hit me up. I will love to talk with you guys and make this a easier thing for everybody. Let's get into exactly what settings you need to get your gunny looking like this. And I swear to God, this is insanely different from what it was. This is a decent control, and I'm not the best, but I'm able to control my gun pretty well. And I had a lot of people say there's no aim assist in this game. There is aim assist, and I'll show you right now. Just at the hipfire, you can see it slow down as I go over this guy. I hit his bubble, and it slows down. And even when I'm ADS, if I do the same thing, you can see it slow down. Let's get into the settings. First off, when you go to controller, these are my dead zones. The reason I have 85 and 95 is going to be explained later in the video. But you want to get your dead zone for your right stick as low as possible. If you can do 0, do 0. If you could do 1, do 1. I would not go to their stock, which is 10. I would keep it low. And the reason is this is when the controller starts to register. I've seen a lot of guys make videos telling you you should leave it at what it's stock. Do not do that because your controller will feel like it is not able to move. You will start using it and your aim is going to take a second to register. So put it as low as you can until you have a little bit of stick drift or no stick drift. But a little bit of stick drift is fine. Now, the max input, the reason we have it low is because there are issues with it on the high. And I'm going to show you real quick what that looks like. But you can see if I go left, it is slower than when I go right. And this is me touching it at full motion. You can see left is slow, right is fast. If I go all the way around the room once, it is way slower than if I go all the way around the room that way. So, it's a problem with the actual game where they set the max zones wrong. But if I set it to 85 for this stick, it's the same speed if I go left or right. And same goes for the left stick. Max input is the same value, so I actually raised it to 95. Now, the reason dead zone on the left stick is so high is because they had a weird opposite effect where if you have it low, your guy just constantly moves. And this isn't stick drift because this controller is brand new and I've actually tested it on multiple gamepad websites and other games. There's no stick drift. This is just an issue with the game. So you want your left stick to have a higher dead zone. You could be at 10, you could be at 6. I think 6 for me is the sweet spot because it's a little touchy, but not too touchy. Next, I'm going to show you guys, we use dynamic. You want to use dynamic because it's going to make your controller have a little bit of an input, but not anything crazy when you first start touching it on the right stick. And then as you touch it more, it starts to go further. Now, before you just skip through this whole video and pause, I want to tell you there is more advanced things we're going to be doing. So pay attention. You can copy these settings. I use Hipfire at 350 and we do not use the accelerated. The reason is because when you use accelerated, it's not properly set up in this game. So as soon as you hit that point, it's an instant jump. If you use the turning activation time, it doesn't feel right. There's some weird bug going on with the controller settings. I almost think that they kind of reprogrammed essentially the controller to be mouse and keyboard settings, but with aim assist. You do not want to do that. You want to keep it at 350 on these two, set these all to 0, and you can play with what feels too sensitive for you. For me, this is fine on the Hipfire because I can quickly lock in. If I'm running around, I go, oh, there's a guy, and adjust. So that is what I do there. Here's the complicated part. So ADS is 90 for me. And the reason is because if I put it to 350, it will not stay where I need it to stay. So 90 sat exactly where it needed to be. And then I do have the accelerated dead zone on this. And the reason is 90 is way too slow if you're ADS to go snap onto someone. But with a little extra on the outside, you should be fine. The problem is dynamic isn't working properly. So as soon as you hit that zone, you snap. And you guys can see what that looks like in your game right now. And you'll see it just snaps. But I got a fix for all of this. All right. So I don't use any set sensitivities per zoom. You can do this, but it's not really needed. Big important one. Keep it on ADS transition. I was trying toggle at start of ADS like I do in Call of Duty, but it feels really sloppy, especially when you're doing these big jumps in sensitivity. So you want it at 90 and 90. I will make an updated video if this ever changes. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. But right now, this is the best thing. And then also make sure you turn off scope magnification adapts automatically. Very important. And vibration. But now, here comes the really important part. So these settings are good, but they're nowhere close to perfect because Delta Force did not program their controllers correctly to work in the game how they should. All right, so now I'm going to explain to you how to get the game running in a way where the controller is much more tight, but not as oversensitive. And I'm going to explain as best as I can, but it's all visual. So first off, you can't have your game running. So make sure your game is closed when you do all this. Mine is open right now, but I promise you, you want it closed. When I open up the Gamepad settings through Steam, you click that little button. It's going to show you your gamepad. By default, it's going to be choosing this one, the official layout for Delta Force Gamepad. If you use this, it's not going to work properly. For some reason, it's actually using an old layout that converts your controller to mouse and keyboard, and you will not have aim assist. So I want you to make your own layout. And when you do, go to edit layout, put in all your buttons, but then go to joysticks. And this is the important part. If you hit this little cog right here next to joystick behavior, you can see that I have a stick response curve wide. Now, relaxed and extra wide are also good options, but I like wide personally. And the reason is because if you use linear, your game is going to be super, super snappy, and you won't be able to stay on target as well. But if you changed it to wide, you'll have a much better time controlling that recoil, and your inputs will be a bit of a slope to where fine inputs are actually fine inputs. For some reason, their dynamic is just not dynamic. So use this or use relaxed. You can use extra wide, but I think you'll have some troubles with that. So stick with wide. And you can do this for both sticks. So you can go to the other joystick and do relaxed or do wide, whatever you want. And now start up your game. If it was done correctly, your inputs should be Xbox controller, even if you're using a PlayStation controller like me. And you'll be all set up. Listen, I know it's not a super long video, but this is how you get better aim in this game. Delta Force needs some work. I'm not going to say it's ready for console. If they put the controller settings they have in right now on console, players are going to leave very quickly. Make sure you guys all comment down below and like this video so Delta Force sees this, because I want this game to do well. I have a lot of fun playing it, and it honestly reminds me of COD's early days, but they're adapting very quickly. They just added swimming to the game. Normally for Call of Duty, if they want to add swimming, you got to wait 2 years, and then they release a game with swimming, but they removed half of the stuff you liked already, so you don't even want to play the game. So I got to give them props. I'm glad that they're making these improvements. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.